Hey there, this is Dennis Anyone. It's a podcast about making things up and making things happen. Creative people and their dreams and their lives. It's what I love to talk about. And today is part one of my annual holiday gift guide. Throughout the year, I kind of keep an eye out for cool people that are doing fun things that you could give as gifts. Creative people that have done something kind of different and offbeat. And this year, I have 4 folks, and the interviews were so fun that I'm going to make it 2 different episodes. So in the first one, we have visual artist and drag queen extraordinaire Jackie Beat, who happened on this series of visual prints that she bastardized. And I'll let her tell you how she did it. That people are using to decorate their homes, and they're fun as hell. And we also have Brian Gryphon. He does a lot of great things. He's a visual designer, graphic designer, but he comes out with these cool cards, like oracle decks of cards and things like that. And one of them is dedicated to the gay musical duo Romanovsky and Phillips. And so we talk about that and some of the other cool stuff that he's doing. And those are our guests for the first half of the gift guide extravaganza for 2025. But before we get to those interviews, I want to remind you that there are several ways you can support this podcast. If you're into it, you can go to DennisAnyone.net and donate to my virtual tip jar. You can also become a subscriber to my Patreon and Substack. It's called Dennis Hensley's Happy and Gay. And I end every episode with a little happiness chunk. And also right now, the Mismatch Game video from the last Mismatch Game show that we did is posted on both of those sites, Patreon and Substack, for free under Dennis Hensley's Happy and Gay. So you can go check that out for free. You don't even have to subscribe. But it would be cool if you did. The other thing you could do is become a subscriber to DNR Studios. I'm part of a group of queer shows, and Derek and Romaine are the granddaddies and grandmamas of this group. And for a monthly fee, you get my show early, and you get all these other fun shows. So learn about that at dnrstudios.com. And finally, I'm coming out with a new party game. It's called Search Party, and you can pre-order your copy today at youdon'tknowmylife.com/searchparty. The pre-orders are helping us pay for this first print run, which is happening now. So we appreciate that. It helps us make the game happen. At the beginning of the year, I was like, is this the right year to try to do something like this? And we said, screw it, let's do it. And so we're doing it, and it's had its ups and downs, but we appreciate the support that we've gotten so far. And this game's going to exist, and that's really cool. So again, you could go to youdon'tknowmylife.com/searchparty for that. All right, enough of the plugs. Here now is the first interview. Let's start with drag queen extraordinaire, Jackie Beat. Joining me now from Altadena, it's one of my favorite creative people, Jackie Beat. I was going to do your intro that you do on all of your world famous. There's like a whole list of adjectives. But
should I do it?
Yeah, you should do it because I knew I was going to mangle it. Drag superstar is in there.
Drop dead gorgeous, larger than life, world famous drag superstar.
I love it. I love it. I love that you're consistent with that. You're good about the branding. You started doing something artistic this year, and when I saw that you were doing it, I was like, this has to be a holiday gift guide feature. So talk to me about these art prints. Do you have a name for them? Do they have a title, like the series, or what do you call them?
Well, I usually refer to them as bastardized home goods adjacent Pride Light artwork. So it's something you might find at Home Goods or TJ Maxx or one of those places. And I actually found them at Grocery Outlet.
One of my favorite places, by the way. I love
which we lovingly refer to as Gross Out. And that's
I love it. I love it.
Yeah. People actually call it that online, which is crazy because I actually love it. I bought a little storage freezer because I find so much vegan stuff there for so cheap. And if I like something, I'll buy 10 of them. So I bought this, little freezer that's in my kitchen for like $89 on Amazon back when you were allowed to shop on Amazon.
Exactly.
Please don't cancel me.
We get our Mismatch Game prizes there, and we found Tom of Finland wine at Grocery Outlet, and I went and bought as much as I could because I'm like, Tom of Finland wine, it had a sexy guy on the label, and so
Of course. So anyway, I was there with Muffy Bolding, one of my dearest friends. We go frequently because you just never know what you're going to find. For instance, I was just there, and they have this Lindt oat milk chocolate bars that are salted caramel, and as a vegan, they're so good. So anyway, here's my point.
Yes.
We found these 12 by 12, so it's the size of a record album.
Yep.
Artwork that have the weirdest rainbow because it's like salmon and avocado, which, sounds delicious, but it is nothing. It's not the colors of the actual rainbow. They were trying to be all artsy. They were $1.99. And it says there's the ugly rainbow with the word together at the very bottom. And I said to Muffy, these are $2 each. I should buy them all and fuck them up. Can I say the F word?
Yes, you can.
And I said to fucking Muffy, I could fucking fuck him up, you fucker. So then I was like, you know what? I'm not going to do it. I'll never get around to that. She's like, they're $2 each. Put them in the cart. Even if you take them home and you end up throwing them away or giving them to a thrift store.
Right.
You're going to be mad if you don't buy them.
Right.
So I bought them and I took them home. And I have all these jewels and, crystals and stuff at home. And I just kind of went crazy. And I made ones, I was like, this is not what being gay is all about. These horrible muted colors and just the word together.
Yeah.
It was just very Hallmark. So I thought we need to really mess these up.
Yes.
So I put things like, let's have anonymous sex together. Let's spit roast a twink together. Let's worship Satan and do drag together. And I just started going a little crazy and making tons of them, and I posted them online and people were buying them. And then I took them I was performing, in San Francisco at Oasis, and people bought all the ones that I brought.
You sold out of them in San Francisco.
Yeah. Yeah. So if people want to see pictures of them, I'm just going to say you can go to my Instagram, and I posted a little while back, but you can
find them. They jump out. I went there before we did this interview. You've got Let's Listen to Prince together. Let's watch
that was
Mean Girls together. Like you have
I also do custom orders.
I love that.
So I do custom orders, and those ones that you just mentioned are custom. But let me tell you. Can I tell you which ones I have available? I have Let's Bit Roast a Twink together.
Yep.
Let's Wear Way Too Much Makeup together, and it actually has like dime store cosmetics hot glued to it.
Yeah, you'll just tape shit on there to hammer home the point.
Right. Let's Laugh at Fart Jokes together, and that one features a mini whoopee cushion. Let's Have Anonymous Sex together, and right in the middle of the word anonymous, which is gorgeously bejeweled, the Y is a zipper that's coming halfway down, so it looks like a Y.
Beautiful.
Let's Be Super Gay together. Let's Like Totally Dyke Out together. Let's Watch the Boys in the Band together. Let's Like Dogs More Than People together. Let's 69 together, and 69 is in quotes because I think you should always put quotes on 69.
Yeah.
Let's Listen to Dolly together, and that has a big butterfly. And then I found a couple of ones at a different store that said, "Hello, gorgeous." So I bejeweled them and put, "Hello, gorgeous, let's fuck." "Hello, gorgeous, whip it out." And then there's a Let's Be Goth together, which has an interesting story because I'm really good at spacing. I can't really do a pencil before. And I messed one up, so I just decided to do the whole thing black.
Yeah.
And then I put Let's Be Goth over it in these kind of gunmetal crystals.
I love it.
I have one that says, "Dream of Huge Cocks." And the original just said dream.
Right.
These are those like
it's very live, laugh, love. Very
exactly.
Yes, I love it.
Let's go to Fire Island together. Let's worship Satan and do drag together. Let's watch Mean Girls together. Let's get high and watch cartoons together. And the cartoons is spelled out in multicolored googly eyes. And those are the ones that are available right now that are pre-made. And then, like I said, I do custom.
You do
orders.
Custom ones. Are you a little surprised that it kind of took off? Or it makes perfect sense because your drawing, your artistry is so great, and it's such a funny, absurd idea.
I feel like if you look at my makeup, you can kind of tell that I'm an artist and a bit of a perfectionist,
right?
So and I've been doing drag for 36 years, and I was an artist before that, like kind of a serious artist who did poetry and photography and artwork, and I dabble in everything. So I've done so much stuff that it never surprises me when something fails or takes off.
Right.
There's no figuring it out. So you just have to keep putting irons in the fire and trying different things. Yeah.
Well, having worked with you on the Mismatch Game and a few other things over the years, you just do it all the way. You never phone it in. And like you do your own Mismatch Game cards in advance, and they're artistic and beautiful, and sometimes there's stuff stuck on them that you've done, like Truvada. There were literally Truvada pills stuck to a card, and people bid more on them because, like, you just go all the way. You never phone it in. I really admire that about you.
I think I drew that Truvada pill.
Oh, you drew it.
Pill.
Okay.
Yeah, because
there were other.
She ain't got no Truvada or prep pills over here. She's a side. She's not a top or a bottom. She's a side.
She's a side.
But no, here's my attitude, especially because you have to choose your battles.
Right.
The bitch wears flats now.
Yeah.
It's like you either want a show where I am comfortable and having a good time, so I walk out in Comfort Plus pumps, and I kick them off after the first show. And there are queens who just think that's like so disrespectful to the audience. Go fuck yourself. When you're around 36 years, get back to me.
Exactly.
And then oftentimes, because I say this all the time, I've written thousands of song parodies.
Right.
And the originals are literally, these are songs from the 70s and 80s and 90s that are etched into my brain.
Right.
And when I rewrite a song, I rewrite the whole song, like every chorus is different because I'm trying to get as many jokes in as possible.
Right.
So I have a cheat sheet. Yeah. I'm terrified that I don't have a piano player that's going to tinkle the ivories while I, desperately try to find my place. It's a karaoke track that's just going to keep going. And my biggest fear is that I'm just going to have a brain fart. Yeah. And at my age, they happen. Right. So I have a cheat sheet.
Yeah.
So I say, I may seem like a perfectionist, but I know what I'm good at and what I'm not good at. And, and so here's my point. Mismatch Game is one of my favorite things that we do because I love a joke. I love a hard joke. Yeah. That was my favorite thing, was writing for, Joan Rivers.
Yeah.
And, so, and the fact that it is for it, it's to benefit LGBTQ youth.
Yeah.
I'm like, listen, if we're doing it and if you're getting in drag and you're showing up for free, and I'm just, making that point to be like, like do it, give 110%, make these cards. Those cards, can we just talk about this? Those cards
your cards are works of art.
No, but they would sell for $5 or $10 in the past. People have bought those cards for $100. Yeah. We've really upped our game.
Yes, you single-handedly have doubled what we would have brought in on the card auctions over the years.
See, that makes me so happy.
Oh no, because they're works of art. Like they're the penmanship and the block printing, and then sometimes adorned with glitter.
3D and,
yes, they're amazing.
Yeah, I just feel like, also because it's for, I just feel like I've been so fortunate. And especially when it comes to LGBTQ youth, I just, there's a special place in my heart, obviously. And I'm going to ruin my street cred as the biggest bitch in the world.
Right.
But I just feel like you've got to give back. And also, maybe, I don't know how things work, but, if I put a little extra, work into the cards and they sell for more money, maybe there's a very special, comfy beanbag chair in heaven for me.
Yeah. I like it, though. But also, the Mismatch Game in the last couple of years has taken on a little more, the people that do it seem to really love it. And we're still here. There's a feeling around it that's I think we're all just kind of glad to still be making jokes and having fun. And I don't know.
Yes.
There's something about it that's shifted a little bit for me.
And I would imagine that just about anybody listening to your podcast is very familiar with it.
Yeah.
But please spread the word. These are supremely talented, funny people who are doing this just, to help others.
Yeah.
And, listen, like anything, especially in Los Angeles, but anything in show business, it can run the gamut from packed to what's going on tonight. It's not, there should be more people here. So please tell your friends. It is one of the funnest nights, and you can feel good about it because the money is going to a great place. So mismatch game, we don't do it, as frequently as we probably should. So if you see it, come. Yes. Buy tickets.
I love it. What's some of the commissions you've gotten to do for the Let's Blank Together?
Oh, my God. Some of them are so crazy. There was one oh, my God, I'm going to forget having Let's Shave Our Backs Together.
Yeah.
And I glued a little disposable razor and put red glitter gel blood on the blade.
Yes.
A lot of different I'll tell you, I posted it once because somebody asked for it and it turned out really well. So I posted Let's Worship Jackie Beat Together. And that's probably the number one thing I've gotten.
That's amazing. Well,
yeah, that's the number one commission.
You deserve worship. These things are so fun. You took something that was just kind of tacky and weird and gross out market and turned it into something delightful and fun and edgy and fun to look at. So
I feel like the planets aligned because it's also they were $2.
Yeah, they were $2.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And that was the selling point. And now I have so many of them stacked up here because complete strangers were like, we found 30 of them and we bought them for you. Give me your address and we'll ship it to you. Yeah. And then my friend Rolanda Cox, who is the roller skating drag queen. Yeah. We drove to Palm Springs once for me to do a show at 111 Bar in Cathedral City. And I was like, we're making really good time. And keep in mind, I was in full drag. Right. At least face. I don't remember if I had the outfit on. I know I don't drive with the wig on. Right. Because somebody will be in your blind spot. But I was like, we're making really good time. Let's look on the phone and see if there's grocery. We stopped at 2 grocery outlets and found a bunch and just put them in the bag.
Amazing. Well,
so I have tons of them and I need people to order them.
The last time we were there buying prizes for Mismatch Game, they had them and I texted you and you were like, I think I'm good.
Oh, my God, I'm so good. I almost sent you a picture. I mean, it's embarrassing. It's an embarrassment of bitches. Yeah. Yeah, if people want to, I think the best way is just email me. Can I give you my email?
Absolutely.
MissJackieBeat@gmail.com.
Right on. And so the ones that you already have, are they all the same price or do they depend on how fancy?
Well, I had a sale. Yeah. And I must say, I'm going to pack all these up and take them to Oasis. I'm doing my very final show ever at Oasis because I'm doing my annual holiday show called Pretty Lady Christmas.
Yeah, I wanted to get a plug-in for that.
Yes, I'm doing it at Largo on Thursday, October 18th. One night only.
Fantastic.
Let me tell you something. When I started, you start out doing one show, and then I got to the point where I would do 6 shows in New York over a 3-day weekend, 2 shows a night, and they would all sell out. And now we're back to the one show. And you know what? I'm still grateful. Right. I'm still great. Actually, I think I'm doing 2 shows in New York in one night. But it's funny how, and I still consider that a success. But anyway, here's my point about the price. I put them on sale for $69. Yep. If you're local, you can come pick it up or we'll figure something out. If you need it shipped to you, it's another $20 for shipping. Yep. I will say this, Oasis, like I said, this is my final show there because they are closing after their big New Year's Eve party.
Where is Oasis?
Oasis is this amazing club that's been iconic for so long in San Francisco. And they sold it or something happened. I don't know what happened, but this will be my last show. So anyway, at the show, they're going to be $100 because I have to lug them all the way. I have to put them all in a suitcase and
And how much are the commissioned ones?
They're $100 also.
Right on. I love it.
I think that's right. No, I think commissioned is. Oh my God, I can't remember.
You'll have to. You'll have to email.
It says Jackie. It on the Facebook. No, not Facebook. Instagram thing. Yeah. my Instagram post says. I think they're $125 plus $25 shipping.
That makes sense. That sounds good. Yeah, you've got your holiday show, and you're doing it in LA. You're doing it in New York. People should go to what website to find out where you're performing?
Oh, the same, Miss Jackie Beat. Yeah. Oh, no, I was giving out my email earlier.
Right.
Miss Jackie Beat at Gmail. No. Oh, shit.
That's
Grandma.
All right. I can cut this out.
It's MissJackieBeat.com.
Yep.
And click on schedule.
And schedule, and there you are. Do you have any new song parodies for the holiday show?
Oh, my God. I was talking about that, too. I always joke that after doing this for over 30 years, every single year, coming up with new material, especially holiday material, is the complete opposite of my dick. It gets harder every year.
Right.
And I sat down and I ended up writing, like, all this new material.
Fantastic.
I was like, relax. You can just do a couple of new songs. You have so many songs.
Right.
I ended up doing so many new ones. I did All I Want for Christmas is the Epstein List.
Yes.
It's super political, the show this year.
Good. It should
be. There's a song called The Man with the Bag that I had never heard of. And Roz Hernandez suggested I do it. And when I looked it up and listened to it, I was like, oh, I've heard this a million times.
Yeah, everybody's looking for the man with the bag.
Yeah, so I did Everybody Knows That Santa Claus is a Fag.
Yeah.
And if anybody gives me grief about saying the word fag, you will be brutally and unceremoniously dragged from the venue.
Yes. Yeah.
Yeah, so a lot of fun ones. I'm doing Have a Dolly Parton Christmas, and it's just a total celebration of Dolly.
Oh, I love it. I love it.
And there's one line about, what is it, like, oh my God. Oh, I have it right here. Hold on, because I don't know my words.
No, you have
I really love this line because
lyrics.
it's a little surface level about, big wigs and big boobs.
Sure.
And then, like all my songs, it kind of gets not serious, but just, it has to be a journey.
Yeah.
Okay. This is the line that I love.
Okay.
Okay, it goes. If she was president, she'd fix us because everybody knows her concerts are an equal mix of rednecks and homos. Guess what? Oh, and then it goes, guess what? She'll be the butt of all your dumb blonde jokes. She could be richer than Elon Musk, but she's helped too many folks.
Love.
Anyway.
And you're singing the truth. It's beautiful.
Yeah.
Love it. People should buy your art and go see your shows because you're an icon. Here's my
all of the above, baby. All of the above.
Here's my final question. Between the mismatch game cards and these artworks, you obviously enjoy the visual. Is it meditative for you? Why do you love doing that?
Well, I talk about this a lot in other interviews. Like, sometimes I feel like I do think I have a silhouette and I do have a style.
Right.
But, like, if you think of Coco Peru and Lady Bunny, like, they have a real look and they stick with that look. And they might change things a little.
Right.
But when I sit down to do my makeup, I just kind of go, sometimes I'm just, like, in a mood.
Right.
And next thing you know, I've got, like, rainbow crystal eyebrows, or I just do the weirdest things. And honey, it does not always work. And speaking of Coco Peru, she has a fucking file of pictures of me with the weirdest makeup. And there was this one thing we did for Wigstock, and I thought these tights I was wearing were flesh colored, but they were like practically nurse white. And she loves to every once in a while just send them to me. So Coco Peru is a hateful cunt is the way to end this, I think.
Yeah, I think that we can wrap it up. But you just are a visual and you love to create art that way.
When I was a little kid, I was constantly drawing and, pictures of Carol Burnett and like Cher outfits. And my dad was very creative. Yeah. This big straight guy, he would help me make Halloween costumes. My mom was a painter. My dad was a painter.
Yeah. I love it.
It's in my blood.
It's in the blood. All right. You're an icon. I love you. Thank you for doing this. People should go see you and buy your artwork and rescue those together. And I love on the corner of it, it says like print and you added an F.
It says art. It says something like wall art and I added an F.
Fart.
Wall fart. Oh, I was also going to say this earlier. Sorry.
Yeah, that's all right.
It kind of is like the artistic equivalent to doing a song parody.
Yeah.
It's like taking a terrible, way too serious song or an annoying song and making it even worse and, just kind of like taking all the piss out of it.
It's subversive and fun and just a delight. All right. Thank you, Jackie. This was fun.
Thank you so much.
All right, I'll see you.
Happy holidays,
Thank
everyone.
you very much. I might try to come to see your show. I'm having cataract surgery 2 days before that, so I don't know what kind of shape I'll be in.
Oh,
but
sweetie,
we're playing it by
that's the time to come see a 62-year-old drag queen right after eye surgery.
All right, I might do it then.
All you need is a clothespin on your nose, and you are set. You are going to have the best experience of any audience member.
All right. Thank you, Jackie. I love you. I'll talk to you soon.
Too.
All right. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.
All right. That was the amazing Jackie Beat. If you want to reach out and get a print made or buy one of the ones that already exist, the best way to do that is email. Go to missjackiebeat@gmail.com. All right. My next person that's created something kind of cool that might make a great gift for somebody is Brian Gryphon. He has created these cool Oracle decks of cards, and he does a lot of other cool things too. And he's also been a big supporter of the podcast. Like, he'll often post in his Instagram stories that he's listening to the show, and it always means a lot. So here's my conversation with Brian. Joining me now from Columbus, Ohio, it's Brian Gryphon, who spells Gryphon the Welsh way. It's uniquely spelled in terms of my experience with Gryphon, Gryphon. Welcome to the podcast, Brian.
Well, thank you, Dad. Great to be here.
Well, first of all, I want to thank you for always supporting me, because you post my podcast when they go up often in Instagram stories, and it's like somebody's listening and somebody's touting me. And so I appreciate that. Like, it means a lot that you kind of help spread the word. And I every time I see that, I'm like, oh, he's so sweet. So you obviously like to support artists that you respect and admire, especially in the queer space. Have you always been that way? Have you always been a cheerleader for other artists?
Oh yeah, absolutely. My life became dedicated to helping people, which meant not making money. So what I can do to support artists is to promote their work. It's one thing if a corporation comes to you and says, "We can't pay you, we'll give you exposure." That's nasty.
Right.
I can't pay you, and I will give you exposure because I honestly believe in the work. So I share the work of people that I enjoy. Podcasts are a big thing for me.
And you sent me a kind of care package of the things that you do, and you create Oracle decks of cards. You do graphic design. There's some note cards in there just for, writing somebody a thank you card or whatever. But the one thing that caught my eye where I'd like to start is you created an Oracle deck of cards, the official Romanovsky and Phillips lyrical Oracle deck. Now, I remember Romanovsky and Phillips. I remember hearing their names. They're musicians. But I don't know if I could pick out their songs or if I knew a lot of them, but I knew that they were like out on the scene like really early on as an openly queer act. Tell people about who they are, and then I'm going to talk to you more about the cards themselves.
Okay. Well, Ron Romanovsky, born and raised in Pittsburgh, and Paul Phillips, born in New Jersey, raised in Parkersburg, West Virginia. They were amazingly close to each other when they were young, but didn't know each other. They met in San Francisco. They went on a date. Ron had been writing music since at least his teenage years. He taught himself a guitar just to help him. Paul grew up in a religious family. His father a minister, his mother ran the choir. So he's great on harmonies. So Ron tends to be the songwriter. Paul tends to be the arranger. And Paul has some songs that he did himself. So they met San Francisco. And in 1982, they did their first appearance. It was the musical intermission between stand-up comics at the open mic night at the Valencia Rose Cafe in San Francisco. So they started in 1982. Their first full album was put out in 1984. They have their own publishing company. They toured North America. They did swing down in Australia. They were at, I think, 2 of the national marches in Washington, D.C.
Yep.
They did a lot of small towns. I have a fan site dedicated to them, and a lot of people talk about groups that are on the East or West Coast, but they toured all across the United States and Canada. 82, I think 99 is when they officially stopped performing. They broke up as a couple early 90s, so the last few years of their touring was, I guess, a little stressful for them.
Sure, like kind of like a Fleetwood Mac vibes of like they're still together and they're still making music, but they're not a couple anymore. Now, did you see them live when they would tour? Do you remember seeing them live?
Oh, yeah, 3 times in Toronto. Toronto people will know the 519 Community Centre, that right downtown, second floor. Yeah. The auditorium at Jarvis Collegiate, another downtown school, and at an MCC auditorium. Yeah. So I saw them 3 times, had them sign albums for me. This century actually ended up befriending both of them. So
That's
I've been close
very
friends with them
cool.
for about 2 decades.
What was it about their music that spoke to you? Obviously, the fact that they're openly queer and doing their thing is inspiring out the gate. But what was it about their sound that you loved?
Well, I'm I guess we would call it easy listening sort of person, and maybe some emo stuff. So I want lyrics, and very definitely lyrics. I don't think they ever did. They did one song by somebody else, but it was pretty much their own material. Right. It was all about living openly gay and the trials and tribulations of that. So it spoke to me in a way that I don't think any other music did back in the 80s and 90s. Well,
I think we have a clip that we can listen to of how they the kind of sound. Do you want to set it up? I think you chose something that you like.
This is a clip. These are clips that I inspired the cards.
Right.
Okay.
Because each of the cards, while you're doing that, I'll explain a little about it. First of all, it's shaped like a. It's not. Is it a hexagon? A decagon? It's not like a square card. Yeah. Hexagon, which means 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 sides, and then each song has like sort of a theme to it, and then lyrics, and then where the lyrics are from. You know, I've created a few games, so I've shopped for cards. The hexagon, that's a bold move. That is like, okay, I'm going to pay the extra price. I'm going to do hexagon shape. So, and the back is really cool. It's the two of them in this kind of cool pattern, very 80s a little bit to me. So I just love the design. I think it's really great.
Yeah, thank you. I chose the hex because I wanted something that was definitely queer.
Yeah.
We see things from a different angle.
I like it. All right. Right out of the gate. And we pay extra for it from the printers.
Okay.
But it's worth it. Okay, here's the song.
And if instead they send us to some godforsaken hell, it wouldn't take us long to fix it up and make it swell. With our talent and good taste, we'd make it pretty in a snap, just like we have done in every city on the map. Oh!
That's very cute.
Yeah, so on the card, the top is what we call a keyword or key phrase. Right. So this one is use your talents.
Right.
And then it has the quote, with our talent and good taste, we make it pretty in a snap, and then song credit. So yeah, that was it. They did some serious stuff. They did, living with AIDS because that was the time period.
Of course.
But they also had some fun stuff.
I love it. So how do you use Oracle decks, or how do you instruct people to use them? Do you approach them with a question in your life? What's the ritual part for you? How does it unfold? Okay.
Well, first of all, I never tell anybody how to.
Sure.
With the mystical arts, and anybody who tells you how to,
right,
how you must is run from. So, Oracle cards and technically tarot is just one subset of Oracle. So
right.
There's a wide variety of designs and concepts. There's tarot. There's something called Lenormand. You can use playing cards as Oracle cards if you can match them up to the tarot deck. So this particular deck is sort of a card of the day thing more than
right.
an answering a question. One of the guests you had a while back that I remember had a yes-no deck. It was my Ask Your Gay Best Friend.
Right, good memory. Yeah. I had somebody else that did an Ask Your Gay Best Friend Oracle deck of cards. Good memory. This was probably 2 or 3 years ago. Yeah.
Yeah. Well, I have the deck in my collection. So
really, you ordered it from that interview?
Yes.
The Dennis Anyone bump is real. I made a sale for her. I love that. This one's kind of like a card of the day, kind of something to inspire you, open your heart, and then there's a lyric, and it's very cool like that. How did you first get into Oracle decks and tarot and that world?
1980. I don't think I consciously knew what tarot was.
Right.
It was never something talked about around the house. we had a religion. We weren't religious. Dad was a minister, so there was a religion around. So it was pretty laid back. But I read ferociously when I was younger, so I probably read of them. So when my then brand new boyfriend brought out his tarot deck, and for tarot aficionados, it was what we call the yellow box Rider-Waite-Smith. They'll know what that means.
Okay.
And I thought, this is interesting. So then we went to a store, interestingly called the Occult Shop in Toronto. It was run by the Wicca Church of Canada.
Right on.
They had maybe a dozen different deck designs. That was it. And I picked the one I liked, which was not the same as what he had.
Right.
And that was my introduction. And then before I moved down to Ohio, I had, I think, 4 tarot decks and a couple of oracle decks. And that was in the old world before print on demand and overseas printing. And now I have roughly 36 tarot and 24 non-tarot.
That you own or that you design?
That I own.
That you own in your collection?
Yeah.
Yeah. And how often do you sort of turn to them?
Almost daily. Because of my mental health journey, there are days when I know we're not playing a card.
Right.
I'm not in the right headspace for that because I will spin off of it or whatever. It's learning boundaries and learning when it's helpful and when it's not. So,
how do they help you in your life? How have they enriched your life?
Well, it's like, effectively, I guess you're asking how does tarot work? How does oracle work?
And how has it worked for you?
Yeah. I'm an artist, so I know that a picture paints 1,000 words.
Right.
It's a bit of a cliche, but it's
Sure.
true. And tarot decks and many oracle decks, I mean, mine just have lyrics, but many decks are pictured. They're basically art galleries, and there's a lot of detail in it. So when I open up a deck, I pull out a card. On the one hand, I know, for example, with tarot, the 5 of Cups, and I know the traditional meaning of that generally is it's a loss, but it's a partial loss. But beyond that, it will depend which deck I'm using, what that artist has interpreted the card. So I may see something in the background that my brain or my subconscious picks on and says that's the message that you're supposed to get.
I love this. So there's a tradition to the tarot, what they mean generally, but each artist interprets it differently, and you can take cues from that artist's interpretation or how they use color or why, there's that thing in the background, and that just speaks to you. It just gives you a little something to visualize, to think about, to sort of plants a seed, I guess, for a feeling, and then you go about your day. Yeah. I have a dream board I talk about all the time. I do dream boards all the time. But here's the thing. We're going to be thinking something in life. So we might as well think of something that feels inspiring, that feels like, I would like to do that sometime, or that person inspires me, or I want to be more like that. It just like, it's positivity kind of in a general way, but I like planting those seeds. I'm out of control with my dream boards, by the way, Brian. I'm out of control. There's like, I'm like, I go through and I'm like, well, we did that happened. I saw that show, whatever it is. And I'm like, I need a new one. And I'm like, just like, it's a little compulsive, but I like it. It inspires me. And especially I look back at this year, which had challenges, Trump 2.0 and that whole thing. But I'm like, that happened. I did that. I had that experience. I took that class, and I'm like, not bad considering the world's ending. And that's meaningful to me. And so I can imagine that these cards kind of function for you in a way to, I don't know, little touch points as you go through your life and things to think about. Does that resonate with you?
Yes, absolutely. It's that word that I have for decades changed my mind on it pretty regularly, and that's the word gratitude.
Yeah,
it still gets my back up sometimes, but I know that at the core, it's sound science. What you think about if you're happy, if you're expressing gratitude, all that, it's got to be better. They have a song called "Living with AIDS," and that's basically the concept is, because this was in the mid '80s, was
right. That's interesting.
How can we help each other? Don't just write everybody off. What can we do to make the world better for us right now? And it's a positive attitude.
When it was the height of it was happening, it was like a song about that. What did they write about? What were the lyrics? I assume you have a card like that from that? Do you remember what the lyric is from that?
The song would be called, on the wall would be Living with AIDS. Okay. Embrace the light is the card.
Oh, there it is. I'm looking at it right now.
Yeah. Living with love, not living in fear. Embracing the light when shadows appear. It's a place to begin. It's a good way to start. Releasing the power that comes from our heart is the full.
I think it's beautiful. And during tough times, it's really easy to spiral down that other place. And so any little thing that can get us into a better place is helpful. Talk to me about graphic design. How did you get into it? Because I love the style that you do, and I'm a big fan of fonts and like design and like, you know what I mean? Like I spark to that stuff. So how did you first decide that was something that appealed to you?
As a side note, the first big relationship, the one who had the tarot deck,
right,
is a hair and makeup person.
Right.
So it was hell when new ads came out because they'd be critiquing all of that, and I'd be critiquing the font and the text and all that sort of stuff.
Right. You're like,
nobody came unscathed through us.
Nobody came out unscathed. He was like, girl, get a hot oil treatment. And you're like, and that font, who uses that? Yeah.
Well, who uses 17 fonts in a 2-line message?
Right. I feel like 2. I don't know. Like, I think about this when I design things and newsletters. Like, how many fonts can you do in there, and how do they complement each other, or they contrast? Anyway, I love all of this stuff. But you were always kind of had an eye for that kind of thing.
Yeah. After high school, I graduated immediately, went in, worked at a camera store. But when I decided to get some college training, I took offset press.
Right.
Because printing is interesting, and I thought that was interesting, but it isn't actually the printing part. It's the designing the stuff for the printing that really got me interested. So I sort of self-taught, and then after I moved down to Ohio, I took additional courses at the local community college to keep my skills updated on both photography and graphic design.
Yeah. It's interesting talking about Romanovsky and Phillips. And back then when you made a record, it was hard. You had to have a studio. You had to have people, like it was a whole thing. And I did it in 2000 before things went super digital. And it was a lot. And it's same with graphic design. Like you had to... There's so many technological advances that make a lot of this stuff easy. Like I'm out of control on Canva. Like it helps me a lot with my work and stuff. But like both you and the musicians, it was harder to do these things and see them through. So that's kind of a theme that resonates with me for sure.
Yeah. And the disadvantage now for us professionals is that because it's so easy for people to take a Canva or whatever like that, to again, going back to the 17 fonts sort of thing, because they don't study that. They just have access to it. Yeah. But I'm self-taught, so I'm certainly not too hoity-toity about how people decide to learn how to do stuff. Trial and error is a particularly good way. But the world has changed. Yeah. And like Romanovsky and Phillips, all their material is still available, but it's all on Bandcamp now.
Oh, it's on Bandcamp. That's where you can find their stuff. So it's not like on Spotify or the other major streamers.
It's probably on all of them, but Bandcamp is the one where they actually get a decent income from. Right.
That's how a lot of musicians do their thing, right? What's it been like to get to know them after being a fan for so long?
Well, I was lucky in that I didn't really get to talk to them until this century, so that had been long enough that they had been sort of disparate in the scene that they weren't getting a lot of communication. So it's not like they were, oh God, not another fan. And I approached Ron and said, you don't have a merch shop, and I don't care that you're not performing. The music is available. You need a merch shop. And I do graphic design, and I know a lot of, I've experienced a lot of the print-on-demand T-shirts, apparel, mugs, whatever. So I want to do one, and you get approval on all the artwork, and I'll take a percentage. And what have you got to lose? And in a weak moment, he said yes.
But I love it, though. You know, I get this. Like I wrote a novel that came out in '98, and if somebody says they remember it and they like it, it means something. Like especially if it's been a while. Like I think that's beautiful, and I bet you did a great job with the merch situation. And
and it's changed production partners over the years, but there'll be, I'm sure, a link in the show notes to, if not the shop, at least to my R&P area. And yeah, it's mostly the graphic design. You commented the back of the card is from originally a flyer they did, and then the artist did it larger for T-shirts.
Right.
And one of their T-shirts, which it's not vintage because it's a new version of it, but so it's retro.
Right.
And it was the T-shirt that I have. It's still in my closet because I'm a collector.
Right.
That said, 1 out of 10 therapists recommend their music to patients who listen to music.
I love that.
With that sort of stylized artwork of the two of them.
Yeah.
So that's the staple of the shop, and then there's some lyrical quotes as well.
I get a little emotional when I think about those gay pioneers in terms of the artistic community, those people that were out there doing it, that were touring, and that somehow found the money to make a record, and and there weren't a lot of them out there. And just like when I think of like Bob Smith, the comedian that was on the Tonight Show and he wrote books, like those early people, like all of this stuff unfolded because of, the way that things just, more and more people come out and do things and keep doing it. I think that's beautiful. How can people learn about your cards and where to get them and the other things you do? I know you've got multiple websites or one website. What's the best way for people to learn about what you do?
Yeah, the main website to link to my creative work is digitalgryphondesign.com. We will definitely put that in the show notes because it's Gryphon the way I spell it, so it becomes a bit more complicated. And that has all of the Oracle decks. It has the wall art and the graphic design. It has a few books of my work, and that's the bulk of my creativity outlet.
Well, it's a lot. It's a lot of creativity. I have one final question for you, but is there anything else that you would like to mention or talk about? Because I know you do a lot of different things. Because you sent me a little care package with all these cool things. These note cards are fabulous. What's the story with these kitties?
Oh, well, I was doing fundraising for one of the local shelters. When my husband and I got together, we ended up over a couple of years getting 3 orange cats from that one particular shelter. So I was doing a lot of fundraising for them. And that one was one I played with an early paint program to sort of turn it into a real painting sort of thing.
Yeah, it looks like a watercolor. And they're your kitties. Yeah. They're cute. Here's the question I'm going to be asking all of the creative people that I have on these episodes. What is these projects? What are they doing these projects? Sometimes they, maybe you make some money off it, maybe you don't or whatever, but they bring something to your life. What has it meant for you to do these cards and these kinds of projects?
Ultimately, it's you'll understand as a writer, I don't have any choice. It's there. So I could just create the artwork and leave it on my computer.
Right.
But I have to create it. That part is, there's no question. I have to deal it.
Right.
So then the question is, can I be happy with not sharing it?
Right.
Because I'm not trying to be discreet because I don't want to talk about it, but because I can go on a ramble. But
these are the themes. This is what I talk about all the time on the show. This is the stuff that really resonates for me.
Yeah,
absolutely. I get it.
Yeah, my mental health journey has reached the point now where I need to find out who I really am because I masked everything except for my sexuality for 50 years.
That's interesting.
This is one of those things where I don't know. I just have to do it. And if I try to ignore it, it will eat at me.
Yeah.
And so if I'm trying to discover the real me, I've got to get this out of my system.
I think that's beautiful. I have a friend named Barbara Deutsch who coaches a lot of creative people, and she has this concept called the pilot light. Like we have like a stove, we have a pilot light inside us, and you can try to ignore it and not express those things. But if you do, it's going to burn your insides up. Like you have to feed it. You have to. It's there, and you have, like you said, these things are there. They have to come out, and I'm choosing to share them, and I think that's beautiful. So, I love it.
Okay. You had asked about if I had one more thing, and I do. I saved a couple of clips, but I absolutely cannot go without playing this one for you.
Okay, I love it.
do the foxtrot when I'm feeling mighty hot, but when I'm happy, I really like to polka. Oh, I just take out my accordion and polka. 'Cause when I'm happy, I like to polka.
So the card is dance.
Oh, the dance one. Okay, because they were talking about polka, right?
Yes.
Okay.
I do the foxtrot when I'm really
Okay.
feeling mighty hot, but when I'm happy, I really like to polka.
I love it. And that's the card in the deck that says dance.
Yes.
I'm going to put that on the top of the deck and look at it. And I just came from a dance class. And we're all older in there. And there's a little bit of me that's like, this is the best. And then there's another part of me like, what is happening? Okay, this is the dance card. Very cool. Thank you for sharing your stuff. And thank you for being such a champion for me as a creative person and all the other people that you lift up. I think it's really meaningful. I really appreciate it.
Well, you're very welcome. Just keep on doing it.
Keep on doing it. All right. Well, I love it. Thank you, Brian. Have a great rest of your day.
Thank you. Thanks. Bye-bye.
Bye. Thanks again to Brian Gryphon and Jackie B. Check out their stuff and delight your friends and family with a very fun original gift. Next week, we have 2 more cool creative people. My old friend Scott Williams, who's gotten into ceramics and makes these really cool lamps. And we've also got Cam Clark, who's been a guest on the show before. He's a member of the iconic King family, and he's put together this coffee table book about his family that is so gorgeous and so fun and interesting. So I have both of those gentlemen on next time. But I wanted to also update you on a little bit of So This Happened. I had my first cataract surgery, you guys. I had my left eye on this past Tuesday, so a few days ago. And then I have 2 weeks, and then I have my right eye. So I think the procedure went smoothly and well. It was a little strange, but not painful. You're conscious for it. They sedate you a bit, but I didn't feel that drugged out. But, yeah, you're kind of watching it happen, and it's blurry because, my eyesight's horrible, and it's sort of shapes and stuff happening in your eyes and dots. And I'm thinking, am I seeing the Avatar movie early? What's happening? But right now I'm in the in-between phase of having one eye done and one eye not. So I'm trying to figure out how to go through my life. How do I read? How do I edit podcasts? Am I wearing no contact in my other eye and then using readers from CVS, or am I, do I have one contact in, and what's happening? And I have a trip to Miami next week for work, and that'll be fun with one eye. But I think it's going to be fine. And I've been looking forward to it for so long. My vision has not been good. So there's that. I also wanted to get a little holiday plug-in for all these cool shows. One of my favorite things to do this time of year is go see fun shows. And I have a bunch of friends and former podcast guests who have shows out. So I'm going to just do a little rundown in case you're in LA and want to go see a fun show. My friends Danny Casillas and Oscar Quintero are doing Feliz Navi Divas. If you like Chico's Angels, shows like that, it's that same vibe with some of those same performers. And you can get tickets at quesadilla.com. That's happening at the Cavern Club Theater in Casita del Campo, one of my favorite places. Okay, there's a show called Mrs. Christmas that's playing at the Aurora Theater in Long Beach, and it's a new play by Tom Jacobson, who I had on the podcast earlier this year, and it is directed by my old friend Carol Foreman, a wonderful performer and director, and we were in a musical theater workshop way back in '86, and I've known her since then, and she's wonderful. She's been on the podcast before. And she's directing it. So I'm going to try to check that out. Mrs. Christmas at the Aurora Theater in Long Beach. Bob's Holiday Office Party is iconic. I've seen it a million times, and I'm going to see it again. It's at the Odyssey Theater. This time, it's just a crazy small-town office party that goes nuts. I've seen it probably 15 times. I can't get enough. And you can learn about that at Bob's Office Party. It's bounced around from different theaters all over town, but now it's at the Odyssey in West LA, which is awesome. Fruitcake Follies, my old friend James Gray does this every year, and this year they're doing it at the Catalina Jazz Club. So go to catalinajazzclub.com to learn about that. I can't believe how long some of these shows have been running. It's amazing. And finally, there's a show that I'm seeing tomorrow night, Friday, when I record this. It's called Die Hard, the Director's Cut. It is a mix of the movie Die Hard with the music of Heart. And we all know Die Hard was set at Christmas time, so there's a Christmas thing happening there. It's being done at the Colony Theater in Burbank. And if that sounds like it's up your aisle, find out about that through the Colony Theater. I'm excited about that. So I think that's all the plugs. I've got One Eye going. We've got 2 fun gift ideas already. We've got a bunch of shows coming up, and I think that's it. Before I let you go, I want to thank Oscar Rosario for mixing my episodes. My theme music is by Mark Daniels for Placement Music. We'll catch you next time on Dennis Anyone. Bye!